you've been naughty. I don't know, dude. Did you steal something? Did Santa Claus not give you a present? Or are you talking about bad in StarCraft? Because that just means you're anyone but Alpha Star. Remember, if you're not a robot, you're probably pretty shit at everything you do. Enjoy that. A lump of coal for you. You're shit. You're shit. You're shit also. You're all shit. We're all shit together. But today is the day where we enjoy each other's presents. We say Happy Valentine's Day to all of you. Happy Valentine's Day to myself. And I believe it's time for the Florencio files. That's right. Over here on the left-hand side. Well, I guess the left-hand side of my monitors, but the top right of me screen of the mini-map, it's Miva the red Zerg player. And down here in the bottom left, we have a piece of shit known as Florencio, who is clearly playing Zerg. Same here, we are sisters. Because they're playing the same race. Their races are synced up, their cycles are synced up, their inject cycles, that is, of course. Cool, good to know. Of course, Florencio is always honorable. He's going to ask some questions here of the opponent while preparing his bullshit rush. He says, "You're a girl also?" Not born one, but yes. Okay, cool. So basically, the opponent here is like, haha, I'm bantering. Now, remember, if anyone says anything to you in the first 2 minutes of game other than GLHF, there is something very, very important you need to know. And that is, your opponent is pulling their shank out of their underwear. They're walking towards you from behind and getting ready to stab you repeatedly in the kidneys. So you've got to kind of remember to yourself, fucking be on high alert. There is one pervy boy out front who's like, hey, I'm going to make sure no one surprises me. It's going for a spawning pool, a gas up here. Miva's just like, no, it's just a standard game. It's all good. And Florencio, meanwhile, is doing a Forge first expand. What? Gateway and cannon and Forge into double gas and no expansion just yet. A full wall off as well. And then decides, actually, wait, I need to see what's going on the map. Me probe's got to get out. And let's explore this path. I have a feeling where this might end up. Where could this possibly be going? What? Oh, right up to his natural expansion. Who would have possibly thought Florencio would move out and take an expansion in the corner of the map? The sewer mermaid, of course, staying true to form here. Miva, I'm coming and going, hey, you're not a Zerg player? Ooh, that pervy boy apparently likes a bit of a spanking. He says, spank me, cannon. Spank me. Gets out of there, barely intact, and will escape the range of that cannon. You can see him throbbing a little bit in excitement. He's like, well, that felt pretty good, man. What doesn't kill you makes you jizz faster. I mean, it makes you stronger, yeah. Well, I'm not a creepy overlord. Wait, I thought you said you were Protoss, says Florencio. Man, these distraction tactics, just continuing. Mayram's like, you lied to me, dude. Florencio's like, no, you lied. You did. You lied to me, man. But sisters may forgive each other, right? I mean, Miva's being pretty nice, but I do feel like Miva's having a bit too much fun with this whole back and forth. When right now, I think you really should be on high alert. I think seeing a full wall off, you're like, my opponent's just expanding. It's a very defensive play. But back at home, first Stargate on the way. Already double gases, and Florencio takes the secret expansion in the proverbial corner of the map, right here, where the opponent would never expect it. Mind games. Let's check those control groups here. Okay, it is Florencio. It's not Neeb, guys. He's only got the single nexus on a control group. It is Florencio, don't worry. I think Neeb's still practicing for WCS Winter Americas. Maybe doesn't have as much time to hang out at Florencio's house right now. We do have 16 Zerglings on the way, so remember, guys, if your opponent has a full wall off with cannons behind it, one of the best strategies is to mass Zerglings and try to break this wall down. Melee units that have no range headbutting into a full wall off. This is how you attack. This is very, very high level. I'm having flashbacks here to, Caesar's invasion of Gaul and surrounding cities with entrenchments and stuff, but in this case, Florencio is such a genius. He distracts his opponent with his random shit talk and lies, and they decide to just mass Zerglings in a situation where it has, I believe, a 0.02% chance of... Maybe I'm clicking there is like, oh, what? The Zerglings can't fit through this gap? Mate, I don't know what you think a gap looks like, but this is not it. Oh my god, this photon cannon is having a wet dream of a day right here. More cannons, more shield batteries going down. The forge hasn't even gone down yet. This is disgusting. Neva, I'm here showing the highest level of Zerg strategy. If you guys are a Zerg player and you wonder why people complain about your race, it is the high level strategic decision making that we are seeing right here. Neva, holds down the Zergling key and attack moves. A brilliant maneuver, yet somehow Florencio manages to hold on with a photon cannon with 24 kills and a Chadray with 13. So 37 Zerglings there to kill a forge and damage a pylon and one photon cannon. Was it worth it? I'm not quite sure. I'm going to look at the units lost tab. I think it was pretty even since Zerg units are basically free. I think he's going to follow up, of course, here with the biggest brain maneuver. This is what you do. Remember, the last thing they're going to expect after you've gone over the top and charged the enemy machine guns is to do it again and again. Chadray comes out and is like, what the fuck is this? What the fuck are you even doing? Sister? You're trying to kill me, sister. What the fuck? There's now only 4 cannons and 2 shield batteries. Mava, I'm realizing this is the best moment to attack. Because those cannons weren't expecting it, their fire rate is actually on cooldown. So it's only at 50% fire rate, and this Oracle here is only doing imaginary damage, not real damage. So Mava says, as I said, we should forgive each other, right? And decides to follow up with drones and mass queens while standing underneath this Chadray. Now this Chadray, I feel like he is in some sort of special dreamland for Chadrays, where your enemy just kind of chill underneath you and you get to kill them one at a time over and over. You know, this is just the chattiest of moments. He just gets to align his prismatic beam, spray all over his opponents, and now they have finally flowed off, so he's going to go find some more targets on the other side of the map. And I do like this tech switch out of Florencio, going to get the disco balls out. Of course, let's update that unit's lost tab, by the way. Mava strategy here. Once again, giving Florencio a false sense of security by sacrificing another 800 resources. Very high level play on both sides. You know, Florencio really does have alternative strategies down to a fine art form. That Chadray comes and gets another Overlord. That's a bloody adjudicator, executor. Bloody goddamn Chadray of death right there. 21 notches on his belt of dead Zerg. This cannon, by the way, is up to 30 kills. This cannon's got 7. That one's got 6, 0, and 5. So, doing all right for himself. These Oracles going to turn on their laser beam. Oh, my God. Oracles, the natural predator of hatcheries, is going to focus that down. He's got plenty of energy saved up. The Queens, though, have some transfuses. Band-Aid time. The Band-Aids are coming down. You got to spam those Band-Aids. Oh, Florencio doesn't even focus fire. Neeb shouts at him. He says, what are you doing, idiot? And he actually reaches over and throws the second Nexus on a control group and all 3 Stargates on a control group as well? Neeb messing with Florencio's control group setup. Florencio's not too happy about it. That's why he was distracted. Otherwise, he would have been able to finish that hatchery off for sure. He says, Neeb, don't touch me keyboard while I'm playing. Stop it. Neeb's like, oh, please use control groups. You friggin'... And you can see, I feel like if we see Neeb looking stressed next time we see him on stage, I think I know why. I think honestly Florencio is going to give him a goddamn aneurysm. Oracles come in, turn on those laser beams, and those Queens just disappear. Their rib cages with their waggy little tails just sticking out, and then the drones get massacred. Up to 18 workers killed. The hatchery disappears. And Florencio once again welcoming yet another opponent to Dicktown. This Chadray comes back in. He's going for the Overlords. The Queens, though. Oh, no. Chad in the open. Chad in the open. It's going to go down. Takes out 2 Overlords, but it does fall. And one tiny piece of revenge there for Mava. Of course, the units lost tab still looking well in the Zerg's favor. Remember, the more units you lose, the better you're doing if you choose your strategic goal as to lose the units. So the classic Mava maneuver here of reframing the goalposts. It's not about winning, but it's about throwing away as much shit as possible. Once again, adding more Zerglings here, realizing that Zerglings if they stack 12 of them on top of each other, the top one can stab the oracles in the air. Does take several minutes to set up the Pillar of Zergling trap though, so we're gonna have to see if Mava can manage to do it. The oracles don't seem too concerned though. They're like, you know, I'm not too worried about 12 Zerglings in a trench coat standing on each other's backs, scratching at us. Realistically, we can just fly away and they'll fall over. The Zergling's like, nah man, you better be careful. You might have heard of the Rat King. Well, guess what? The Zergling King's even scarier. It's one gigantic, massive Zerglings, writhing, scratching, murdering. The oracles come in one more time. Lasers galore. This Spore Crawler, the last bastion of defense for those drones, it almost instantly evaporates. Oh my god! I just saw 20 drones die in 1 second. Florencio lets a single oracle die because he's like, I feel kind of bad for me opponent. I've killed a casual 39 workers this game, and now I'm gonna go for some gym boys. These boys lift. They might look small. They aren't born with a gigantic frame. Their calves aren't naturally well developed, but they are gonna Mr. Olympia the shit out of this game. And oh my god, even more drones just get masked. There's rib cages everywhere, man. This is just brutal. The drones all going down as well as that hatchery. The Zerglings, once again, Mava is like, what's the important thing to do with my APM? I better run my Zerglings back and forwards. It's the Zergling King. Watch out for the Zergling King. Like I said, one big writhing ball of fucking runny, bitey, stabby boys. Just watch it. If you ever have a ground army, you ever seen that scene from Indiana Jones? If you walk near this, it's like you're in that corridor with that big fucking boulder chasing you. But instead of a big rock boulder, it's going to be a boulder of 46 Zerglings all fucking wrapped up in a ball, scratching you as they roll over your fucking body. Mava like, you better watch out, man. You better fucking watch out. You know, even if those oracles fly, what these Zerglings could do is they could actually find a ramp on this map. So if they get enough of a run up, say they come from over here, they can go and they can actually get airborne as they go off the top of the ramp. And if they manage to hit the oracles with that boulder of Zergling King, it will kill all the oracles in one shot. So Mava continuing the high level strategies while trying to re-establish the third base and behind it. Gonna mass some bare, naked, big, fat, overweight ladies. On creep, they move quite fast, but unfortunately their mobility assistance vehicles do not work off creep. So they're a defensive unit, but without a Nidus Worm or some really insane creep spread, they're not going to be able to get across the map to attack. A bit more banter does continue. One of us is a true bitch, says Mava. A true what? Says Florencio. Mava says, bitch, just making sure it does get around the in-game censorship in case Florencio has that turned on. Oh, it's my birthday? Why do you want to know what my birthday is? Yes. Sorry, my keyboard, says Mava. No, sorry, I forgive, says Florencio. I really like, you know, one of the things I'm a big fan of when my opponent tries to banter with me in-game is confusing them and just making them go, what the fuck was this conversation even about? But I feel like Florencio takes it to a whole new level. Oh my god, he's one-shotting queens! It doesn't matter how fast you transfuse. That's a whole lot of dead queens. Holy shit. The smear of blood that's going to stain that ramp for the ages. Meanwhile, Florencio's finally taken a third. It's the Zergling King's moment. The Rat King ain't got nothing on these bad boy motherfuckers. The ball of Zerglings. The boulder coming in like a giant spicy dead ball of Zerglings. The oracles say get fucked. The cannon doesn't even go down. And Florencio says, mate, I'm not scared. I'm not afraid. Your Zergling King's shit. Oracle King, stack all these together in a big ball, roll them around. It's like a gigantic disco ball, except rather than lights in every direction, it's fucking lasers that melt your face off. You know, the pulsar beam, of course, still the funniest addition to the game. The Oracle's attack here, it was meant to be the worker-friendly unit. It was meant to freeze minerals. And instead they decided to give it one of the most absolutely devastating anti-light attacks in the game. I mean, it really is just one green glowy ball of douchebaggery. Like many Protoss units, it is usually a ball surrounded by some sort of chastity belt, but I just feel like when Florencio's playing, he's got the key to unlock that chastity belt and unleash his full potency. You know, these oracles, they just come out and there is some potent seed that he's laying down on that Zerg hatchery, but the energy runs out just in time, and that hatchery does survive. Of course, Florencio, the master of finishing off games that he's infinitely ahead in. is going to follow up by just waiting. He's got 18 gym boys, and it's finally their time to shine. They haven't eaten anything or drunk anything in 4 days. They're ripped as fuck. Their muscles are swole. They've got great definition. They are hallucinating a little bit, but they're ready to flex. They're ready to lift on stage and show how fucking ripped they are. Let's go, lifty boys. Let's do it. They're finally going to dive in. Mava Arm's going to go, fucking hell, what did I do to deserve this? This is sick, man. You know, you're a sick puppy. Florencio's like, yeah, I am, mate. He makes a strange licking noise in his mouth. If you look closely, he does have a bit of insanity in his eyes. I'd say a 7.5 out of 10. I don't think he's quite Ted Bundy levels of murder, but it's definitely a 7.5. 7.5, maybe even an 8. He's still got the banter going in chat. His lifty boys are going to pull back because he wants to, of course, drip feed a little bit of hope into his opponent's vase of hopes and dreams. His opponent's like, yeah, maybe I can. I just keep building queens. We've got a chance. And remember, you've always got to swap, so Tempests are now on the way as well. The lifty boys, still 15 of them alive. Going to come back in and pick up about 1 billion drones one more time. Florencio there, absolutely murdering. Does take down about 15 workers. Decides to leave 2 Phoenix there. A whole lot of them do go down. And I love how Florencio, you know, any transition into a ground army could have finished this game off a long time ago. But Florencio is going to do it the way Florencio loves to. Slowly, deliciously, murdering his opponent 1 unit at a time. This guy puts the Mongols to shame. You think they would burn a city down and pillage and rape and murder and all the rest? Well, at least they did it quickly, suddenly, and brutally. Florencio's the guy who, he goes and spends 7 months in your city, fucking enslaving your populace, making you play Protoss, teaching you how to cannon rush, and generally stealing all your dignity. He's a bit of a sick puppy. He enjoys the torture a lot, you know. He doesn't just, it's not all business with Florencio. It's almost all pleasure with just a tiny bit of business. Speaking of business, what the fuck am I looking at? Blink and Charge have been upgraded this game. These are Charge Zealots. I don't think I have ever seen Florencio make Charge before. Holy shit. He figured out what upgrades are. All that time he spent with Neeb must be paying off. He literally made Charges. He still doesn't have Warp Gate, and he built these out of just 5 unupgraded gateways, but still, this is incredible. I never thought Florencio would learn how to make upgrades on his units. I've only ever seen him made extended thermal lance before. This is incredible. It's a new Florencio. I didn't think people could change. You know, Neeb's friends kept saying, you can't change her. You can't change your girl Florencio. She's beautiful as she is. Accept her as she is or let her go. And Neeb said, fuck that. I'm gonna teach Florencio how to fucking macro. I'm gonna teach him how to make upgrades. And 6 months of Florencio not even knowing how to spell upgrade or having any idea what the word is. Neeb used some Pavlovian shit. He just kept on patting him on the head, feeding him some candy, and forcefully holding his hand down and making him click the upgrades. And eventually, at some point, something clicked in Florencio's brain. He says, if I make upgrade, I get candy in me mouth from Neeb. Yay. And he's actually fucking made a charge upgrade. I don't know, guys. This is just, it's a new level of Florencio. He's control grouped his gateways. What the fuck is going on? Is this the next evolution of Florencio? I don't even know, man. This is fucking crazy. 3 control groups? Multiple nexi on a control group? I don't even know. He's, of course, slowly gonna bleed his opponent down now. True Florencio style. What have we got? 9 queens versus 10 Phoenix, 12 Tempests, 10 Oracles. Who's gonna win? Oh, there's another Zergling King. Oh, another Zergling King. GG, well played. This Zergling King also not going to attack air. It's not really a Zergling King anymore. Now it's just a handful of Zerglings. Oh, okay. Of course, linking the Twitch at the end now. Meva says, see you, baby girl, is about to leave the game. But remember, Florencio doesn't let it end there. Florencio's, I haven't done killing you. His opponent surrenders, kneels down and says, kill me if you must. Expecting Florencio to be the better man and to just kind of say, no, I'll give you your sword back. You've bent the knee. Now you're one of my subjects. But what you've got to realize, no matter what the medieval culture is and what the norm is, when you bend the knee, Florencio will chop your head off with a rusty spoon and then spend the next 45 minutes stabbing holes in your corpse like a pincushion. Because he just kind of enjoys it. He's a sick bastard who lies about his race at the start of the game and takes 20 minutes to finish off a game which he won 5 minutes in. Thank you, Florencio, for yet another beautiful, deep, insightful look into the mind of the sick puppy that is you. Hats off, buddy. Thank you very much for that amazing replay. GG's.